Happy Sunday, beautiful people. Welcome to day 8 of posting every single day on YouTube. Oh wow, every single time I'm going to record a video, my fridge just starts doing the thing, and that hasn't stopped me at all. Today I'm gonna try and do something different where I focus on only one topic. If you've watched my other videos, you may have noticed that I'm always talking about 10 things at the same time. So I will do my best to only talk about one thing today, right? Happy Sunday, happy May, happy 3rd of May. Goodness, I can't believe we're in May already. 2026 is going fast. At the same time, it feels like it's the longest year ever. All right, my lovies. I have posted a video on YouTube for the last 7 days. Yeah, day 5, the video is like 5 minutes because my camera crashed. Day 6, I think we tried to make it up. Maybe we got to like 90 minutes. I think so. Day 7, I didn't feel like doing the video. I was not gonna do it, but I did it. So what this has taught me is to just show up, just do the thing. When you're ready, or whether you're ready, whether you're not, when you're scared, when you feel like I don't like how I sound, I don't know what I'm doing, just keep showing up. I will say that this recording, like doing these videos every day at the same time, well, no, I'm lying, not at the same time, but doing these videos every day, every time I sit on my chair, I put my phone up there on the tripod. I feel like day 1 was the hardest, day 2 was a bit but like the more I do it, the easier it gets to like sit down and record. Doesn't mean it gets easier to get talking points yet. I'm not there. It's just been 1 week. But I never thought, well, no, I'm lying again. I always knew I could do this. And I wonder why it took me so long. I just didn't want to start because I feel like I look ridiculous. I don't sound articulate at all times. Sometimes my brain is very exhausted or my fridge is so loud. And again, guys, sounds like a generator. And I just don't feel like showing up. I want to show you guys the finished product. I want to show you like a YouTube channel with like 500,000 subscribers. Amen. From my lips to God's ears, right? I want to show the finished product, but not the process. And I don't like starting. I don't like feeling stupid. I don't like being seen looking stupid. But here we are doing the thing, right? I'm building a business. I'm building a life. And I'm also building a YouTube channel. That is scary. I feel very uneasy. Yeah, there's a lot of unease around it. Like, oh my goodness, what if okay, I will be honest about this, right? Every time I post a video, I'm hoping nobody I know actually views it, which is crazy because I've been talking about my channel on like my Instagram, my WeChat. Every time I'm like, oh, I'm recording day 8, but then deep down in my heart, I'm like, I kind of hope no one I know views this because again, it's very unhinged. But maybe that's okay because again, I want to look back years later and realize that this is the moment that everything changed just by showing up. So let me ask you, what's that one thing you've been wanting to do, you've known in your heart of hearts that you need to do it to sleep better at night, that you've been putting off? For me, it's been YouTube since September of last year, actually since early last year. And again, I think I've said here before, I wish I started my channel 10 years ago to kind of record my life in China. But I'm also glad that I take a lot of pictures and videos, so I do have those in the archives of like my life in the last 9.5 years, almost 10 years. But oh, what is going on? That is so cool. Oh, come on. I don't know why the phone mode switched from like 1 to 0.5, but that's fine, right? It's just about learning to show up and to show out. Again, I'm very intentionally manifesting a camera, a DJI Pocket Osmo 4. I'm okay with 3, but why limit God when he doesn't have a budget? It's just his budget is unlimited, right? Lord, yeah, showing up has been hard. I feel like I don't know this version of me. I don't know an inarticulate version of me. I don't know a version of me that sometimes cannot form like full sentences and I'm like saying English, hello, come back. I don't know a version of me that is doing something and failing ridiculously publicly. I fail a lot, but in private, but like this and posting it out there and saying, hey buddy, how you doing today? Come and watch me fail. I don't know this version of me. But you know what? Maybe that's okay. Maybe as I rediscover this version of me, I hope it inspires you to rediscover a version of you that you've been out of touch with. Or maybe if it's your first time just leaning in, I hope I inspire you by how I'm showing up, right? Okay, we were talking about showing up. I look at my life today, and some of the biggest breakthroughs have come as a result of just showing up, starting before I'm ready. When I think I shared on Friday with you guys about my speaking journey, maybe like partially, but like the showing up, right? Like showing up when I wasn't ready, showing up when I had braces and I could barely pronounce some words properly. I think for the longest time I had a lisp, but that was just because of my dental formula, and so the words I avoided to pronounce. I would rather like switch. Instead of saying the word in English, I probably would say in Chinese or like in Swahili, just to avoid saying it in English. And there were like so many words I could barely pronounce properly. But I'm glad I showed up in that way to be able to get to this point. And maybe this journey is all about that, like showing up every day. And maybe when we get to like day 799, we're looking back and saying, I'm glad I showed up. But I will be honest, this has been so therapeutic. Oh my Lord. It's like journaling, but like, on video, where I may have mentioned about doing morning pages on when I read The Artist Way. Was that a video or a voice note to my friend? Anyway, yeah, like doing morning pages where you just journal longhand, and it doesn't have to make sense. You just keep going and going and going, and whatever comes up comes up. And I feel like these videos have been like that. I know that by the time we get used to this, after maybe 21 days or 30 days or 45 days, we're probably gonna have a formula of how to do this. But until then, we just do it, baby girl. We just do it, babes, right, babes? Yeah. We just show up and we talk about what's on our mind that day. And today was just about starting. And I had this conversation with my friend yesterday. Why is it so hard to keep going? No, why is it so hard to stick to something? Interesting enough, I had this conversation with two different people, one yesterday and the other one on Friday. Two of my amazing friends, right? I feel like all my friends are amazing, but why is it so hard to stick to something? When you know it's the right thing to do, I gotta do this, this is the best way to handle it, but it's still so damn hard sometimes to just stick to it. It's like maybe a morning routine, an evening routine, going to the gym. Oh, I started going to the gym again. Okay, we're gonna stick to one thing the whole time. Yeah, why is it so hard to stick to it? And then I realized, to be honest, I'm still figuring that part out. But one thing I know about myself, feel free to let me know what you think about it. Why is it so hard to stick to a new habit? Why is it so hard to do it? And I feel like for me, the reason I stick to something whenever I start, for the most part, is because restarting is so much harder for me than sticking to it. And I have this part in my brain that doesn't let me sleep or rest when I know there is something I'm meant to do, especially if I made a commitment to myself. Because for instance, if I tell my friends like, I'll be there for you, you could bet your last time I will be there. Like I will show up, I will, I'll climb every mountain and swim every ocean. I will, fly across the world for my friends. I will do this for my family, right? But when it came to me, for the longest time, I didn't show up like that. I'd say, I'm gonna go to the gym today, and I don't. I'm gonna eat healthy today, and I don't. I'm gonna sleep early today, and I don't, right? But then I realized, if I can, I love me, right? And I need to love me more to show up for myself more, because if I'm showing up for my friends, and I love my friends and I love my family, if I can show up for them that way, then it's a disservice if I don't show up for myself this way. Then I as a result of keeping a journal, my hands are dry, I was doing the dishes. Anyway, as a result of doing the dishes, as a result of journaling, I found myself really what can I say? I found myself really being, oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. See, I don't know, Lord, I pray for my brain back. I don't know what is going on with my brain. I can barely articulate myself anymore. I don't know if it's mental fatigue. How do you even deal with that? Because I got some really good rest today. I don't know where I was going with this, but yeah, as a result of journaling a lot and having it on paper, I started noticing how I felt when I did a certain thing. When I go to bed early, how do I feel the next morning? When I eat early, how do I feel the next day? When I go for a walk, when I go to the gym, when I dance, when I work out. Again, it could just be the tiniest thing. How does that make me feel? And if it makes me feel good, then I'll try to do it as often as I can. Sometimes I don't always stick to it, but for the most part, I think that's one of the things I'm learning. And again, the first thing is I really want that part of my brain to just be like, well done, as opposed to like, I have to do this, I gotta do this, because I can't even sleep properly. And the second thing is fear of restarting something. Gosh, that sounds so dumb to say, but anyway, I don't like, when you start doing something. Okay, let me give you an example. I did 75 hard 2 times in 2024. The first time I did it, amazing. Like, if I can get day 1 done, then I'll get to day 75, even though it gets harder. If I say I'll do it, I'll be there, for myself and for you as well. But doing it for the second time, oh gosh, it was so much harder than the first time I did it, simply because like the second time I already knew what it felt like. So I started and then I stopped and I started again and I stopped, and it was so hard to keep going. So for me, restarting something is so much harder than just keeping on going. And every time I don't feel like doing a video, every time I don't feel like doing something, I know if I skip today, it'll be easier to skip tomorrow. I think I read that in Atomic Habits. Skipping a day could be a mistake, could be life just lifing. But the minute you skip day 2 and day 3, then you're just building a new habit. I feel like it's been a while since I read the book. But yeah, where was I going with this? I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure how these videos are going, but I know that I'm doing them. And I'm thinking that maybe this is what it feels like. I have always wanted to do long form content. I've always been afraid of, what am I going to talk about for 30 minutes? Can I do a keynote? Yes. Can I stand on a stage and like speak to people for like 30 minutes, an hour? I can do it. Can I sit down in my house and record a video for 10 minutes? I don't know that I can do it. And now this is a challenge. And I think I want to keep challenging myself to get to a point of being articulate when I'm talking to a camera and sharing with you guys just how this journey feels. And I feel like these first videos, maybe the first 30, heck, maybe the first 100, they'll just sound like a long vent for the most part, saying I don't know what I'm doing. But that's okay too, because I feel like I'm a very positive person in life, and sometimes I feel bad when I'm not being as positive. But maybe it's human to not always be the positive person who says, oh, everything's gonna be fine. Sometimes I think it's okay to say it sucks. And this right now, I'm kind of enjoying it, to be honest. I like the setup. I like my office setup and my home setup as well. And I'm looking at my cat. Again, it doesn't get better than this. It's absolutely amazing. At the same time, just before I record a video, I'm like, gosh, another day of sounding down for like 15 minutes. Yeah. And that's okay too, right? I feel like if you don't know me very well, if you're meeting me for the first time here, then you're getting introduced to this version of me, which is interesting because, again, I'm a very positive person. But yeah, maybe this is life too. Again, my lovies, I cannot believe we are close to 15 minutes. I believe, yep, we were very close to 15 minutes. I just wanted to pop in here, say hi, happy Sunday. And on the days that I feel the way I do right now, which isn't too great, I want to sit down and reflect on all the amazing things that have happened in life and just take one thing to be grateful for. Just one thing. And I think a few years ago, someone said to me, the rule of essentialism, like, what's the one thing I can do today that makes everything else easier? And I took that question and I asked myself, what's the one thing I can do today to feel a little better? What's one thing I can do today to be more grateful? What's one thing I can do today to sleep better tonight? And today that was just simply showing up here and also being grateful for a new month and some really much needed downtime. I don't think I've had much downtime since February this year. Oh my lovies, my phone crashed and I could not finish the last part of the video, but anyway, I see you, I believe in you, and if no one has told you of late, I absolutely love you. Have a really amazing rest of your Sunday, okay? Day 8 done, day 8 done, and good job babes. Mwah. Well done. Alrighty, love you guys, see ya, bye bye.